We secured the digital side of Bertha, but our physical storage was still stuck in fan Tetris. We're building a utility core in the back. We're integrating our long-term fridge, our off-grid security power, and our essential plumbing all in one high-end, multi-slide-out platform to make our setup truly autonomous. All right, so as you heard in the opening, time to get Bertha organized, took care of security.
Yep, so now we're working on some storage and I think convenience things with the potty.
Yes, exactly. So it's been good, but I'm really tired of doing the potty dance. And I don't mean I gotta go, even though it's gotta go with Joolca toilet.
I gotta get on the bed and out of the way, and he's gotta lug out the backpacks and everything that sits on it.
Shuffle it out a certain way, like under my legs. It's a whole dance. Anyways, this approach, our punch list today, what we're gonna do is we said we've got the new ICECO fridge.
Yep.
Go ahead.
So we're gonna put in some plywood bolted down to our L-track in the back so that we can put a pull-out in the back for the ICECO fridge,
right,
so that we have long-term storage and a freezer so I can have things like ice cream.
Yeah. And then up front, we're going to put another slide up. Vic bought some heavy-duty rails that we'll put the Joolca on. And then actually enough space behind that same slide up, we're going to put the DJI Power Bank 2000 on, which will help give us some extra power for things like the U5 for the cameras.
Yep.
Which I've got another solution coming for that I'll show maybe in this video, maybe when we're on our trip to Shenandoah. So that's the plan. So punch list, plywood's going in first. By the way, we looked up, we know Outside Van uses LonSeal, which a lot of van manufacturers use for flooring. We're not going to put that on the plywood yet.
Yeah, don't want to spend the money on it until we know the solution we put in works the way we want it to. But once we figure that out, then we're going to cover it in the LonSeal? LonSeal? What's it called?
LonSeal, I think.
LonSeal. So that it matches the rest of the decking in the back of the garage.
Right, so we got to get to work. All right, we got Bertha cleaned out.
That's step one.
Step one. We got the bed up, just easier to work. Beauty of this bed. And we do have some things we're going to do with that. So we're going to get the inhabit mat out. We're actually not going to leave it in here. We're going to take that out, save it for later. And we're going to pull this stuff out to start using the L-track, and then we're going to get things in place. And by in place, I mean, we're going to figure out the measurements for the plywood.
Yep, figure out where the bolts go in the L-track, then get that plywood, our cute trick to mark it, and then get the holes drilled through.
Right, so we're getting blind standing here, so I'm done talking. As you saw, we just pulled out the inhabit mat. We're going to keep that inside. We actually need to do that to get to the other L-track up front. As you can see, we got the LonSeal stuff here already. So once we're happy, we'll get some more of that and put that over the plywood. So we're just in the process of getting the airline track, Versa track, L-track, whatever you want to call it, fittings in and in place. We're going to put 3 in the back, and these just go down, they'll hold it off. The wood will go on top once we screw it in, and then we have nylock nuts and some washers, and that will hold things in place on this end. And we're going to put some up front too, same kind of thing. So we're going to get those in. So we got the wood, just rough it, getting it centered. We've got it resting right now on the L-track fasteners. We got that centered, we're going to take it out.
Yeah, I'm first going to get some tape, mark it so we can easily get it right back in the center spot.
Yeah, so that's the next step. Then we will mark where it goes and then get it drilled. Vic's come back. So you can see one of the things we had to make sure we left though was enough room between here and the sidewalls so that we have access to the water cabinet, can get that unscrewed and pull that panel out if we need to.
This is my cheat hack. I just put a little paint on the top of the bolts, or that's, well, bolts, and then we'll flip the plywood over, set it down, and then the paint will leave marks where we got to drill on the plywood.
So nice and easy, just 3 dots. Got some on the other end too.
And then just wipe the paint off.
All right, well, as you saw, I drilled the holes in. We're just getting it in place, just loosely in with the nuts right now.
Yep.
And I think the first thing up is the ICECO.
Yep.
So we're gonna get the ICECO slide out, get that fitted, drill holes for that. That will be, we got nuts and bolts for that, so those will come up, so we'll have to get those marked as well.
Yes. Got it centered.
So we're gonna get it,
Make sure it's
check on the
centered.
back. Make sure we're square. We're gonna get that done. We're gonna get, as we said, there's a bunch of holes in here. We're gonna get those marked. I will drill those, and then we've got nuts and bolts and washers for all of those. All right, just get the bolts through, some washers on the other side for the ICECO tray. All right, slight change of plans. The nut was too close to the rail there, and we wouldn't be able to fit a washer, so we're going over 1 inch. We already moved the bolts in the L-track, so I just got to re-drill it, and then we can get this part in. But then this is all set, all tightened up.
So we'll need to put the brackets attached to here.
This is for the potty and DJI Power Bank.
Yeah.
Slide.
So because we didn't build out like a full cabinet box to mount these, The vendor for the draw slides sells these kind of metal L brackets that are perfectly aligned to their sides of their draw slides, so we can just put these on, and then we end up drilling this and bolting this down into the base plywood, and it'll screw and bolt through here on the side, and then we've just got another piece of 3/4 inch plywood that'll make the base to hold the potty and the DJI.
Back at it, day 2. We got the ICECO in. Today we're going to get the Joolca and DJI slide system in, and Vic can tell you a little bit about it.
Okay, so the rail system we got was from a company called Vidania. I'm horrible at pronouncing things. I picked it up off of Amazon. I got they're not super heavy duty slides. The slides are supposed to hold up to 265 pounds. Reason I went with them was because they have this option for these side brackets. Bolt these down to the plywood base we installed yesterday, and then these sides will bolt in to the draw slides. So this hook will just go on the back side here and bolt through of the draw slide. So there's 4 mounting points for that on each draw slide. So it'll be nice and secure. So we're gonna get these bolted on to the outside rails. Then we will work on getting the inside rails screwed on to the piece of plywood. And one thing that I read that was very convenient about these is they're heavy duty draw slides that actually pull all the way out like your normal kitchen cabinet, which will make them much easier for installation. Slides all the way in and locks.
Brackets are ready to go.
And then if you want to pull, when you pull the draw slide out, you just take the little blue lever, push it down, unlocks it. You pull it all the way out and it locks. We probably won't use it in this case, but they do lock fully open and not just lock in a closed position.
Vic's marking the lines. I'm drilling pilot holes so we can set the wood screws we got. Got to make sure we got things the right direction. Vic's just getting that lined up. We've got some, what do I got here? I got number 8 1.5-inch wood screws to go in for to hold the side rails in place. We're pre-drilled. We don't want to split the wood. Well, another oops moment on this one. We should have known.
We did it again.
We did it. We should have moved both of the L-track bolts out wider because they're literally sitting just under the rails. I think the center one's fine, right? We're just going to move this out. We'll have to take this out again, which we knew we'd have to do anyways, and get that open. I think what we'll do first, though, before we take it out, because we know where it's sitting, we can mark the holes for the brackets.
Yeah.
And then we'll drill all that stuff at once and then get it put back in. So one of the things we decided to, because it was looking like we didn't want it to bow, particularly when it has the DJI Power bank on it in the middle. So just given the gap we have under there, we're putting just a little filler piece that'll sit underneath and give it a little extra support so it doesn't bow down over time. The reason we're worried about that is we don't want the bow down because then the rails won't slide smoothly for either slide. Okay, we got all the slides in. I got to dust them off to sand it. We're gonna put the Joolca on here. We've got some rings that we're gonna use for bungees just to hold that down when we're driving so it doesn't slide everywhere on us. And I've got the DJI Power bank. We've got a couple rings we'll put for that as well, just to hold that in place. The ICECO fits in the tray and comes with straps to hold it in place. So we're gonna get the Joolca and get that set up and figure out where those rings are gonna go. All right, we got this all in. Everything's fitted. I just gotta go up and tighten all the nuts down and then we'll set. We left the Joolca slide out just so we can get to that center bolt. We should be good to go after this. Get it in, then we're gonna put the ICECO in and we'll check the Joolca and the DJI Power bank just to figure out orientation, but I already got the strap hooks on there and ready to go. So we're just doing a test check for the slide out for the Joolca, which worked well. We did put a little 1x2 underneath just the front end for a little bit more support so it doesn't cantilever on us. But how's it feel?
Good, and it gives us an extra 2.25 inches in height on a Joolca. So
perfect.
Very comfortable. Now we're just gonna see how our new
bungees to hold it in place when we're driving.
Bungee cord works.
Yep, bungees all in.
Yep. Think she'll be pretty stable.
Think so. That works pretty good. All right, let's get the ICECO in. Or the DJI.
No, the ICECO.
ICECO.
Because we got to figure out how much space is left so we can determine which way we want to face the DJI.
Makes sense.
Front to back or side to side.
Makes sense. We got the ICECO in and strapped in. It's all set and it works well because it's got the power down here, and then I've got 12 volts right up here. Real convenient. It slides out nice too. You can see. Works perfect. Really happy with that. So as you said, the last thing we had to put in here was the DJI.
Yeah.
Vic put a couple rings on the floor, and then we put some, she got a bungee cord we got in there. So we'll see how this works. We may need to go to straps with this, but we're gonna have to figure that out if that's the decision.
And then it gives us a little extra space
right behind
in between so that we can store
paper,
things like toilet paper.
and that kind of stuff. All right, so our whole approach with this overall was a zoning type system.
Yeah. So we got our sort of long-term food storage in the back. So having a full-size freezer that we can access anytime for my homemade pasta sauce or other things for quick, easy meals.
Somebody mentioned ice cream.
Yep. There'll be space
Or
for
ice
that.
cream.
In the back, and then, you know, excess refrigerated things
Yep.
all in here.
Which, you know, we do have our isotherm, which is more for daily stuff, meals and kind of quick things like that. So long term and then daily use. I think that's how this zone's kind of set up.
And then we've got next the DJI.
Yeah, the power bank, which is for our security system. Yes, we can run off all the batteries on here, but we have that as another auxiliary power source, which is great if we want to leave it off and just have the home base plugged into that. I actually have got some things, I'll show you a solution for the 12 volt hookup without having to use AC power that we'll probably show in our next video. So you want to check in on that. And then you want to talk to the last thing, the Joolca.
Yeah, no more potty dance.
Yeah, no more potty
I
dance.
don't have to have somebody take it out. I can just unlock it, unbungee it, and slide it out.
Perfect. So that's our kind of zone system. It works well for us. So we've got our security sorted. We've got kind of our utility core zoning, as we talked about, logistics set up.
We got a few more mods coming up.
Yeah, before we do that, I did want to know, what are some kind of logistical organizational things you have to have and you just can't live without in your van? Whether it's the way you organize your food, your refrigerator, whatever it is, leave us a comment below. I'd love to hear kind of your organizational must-haves and how you get around in van life.
And maybe we'll learn something new.
Yeah. And now you're going to talk about some of what we have coming up.
Yeah, so we got a few more mods we're making coming up before our next big trip.
Right off to Shenandoah.
Off to Shenandoah. Some things to make things like video editing on the road a little more convenient.
Yep.
And a better option than carrying multiple bottles of water and overfilling the fridge with cold water.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. One other thing I am doing, it's not really an upgrade, is I am moving the roam box. Now that the Starlink, I think I mentioned this before, is the big flat performance is gone, which I am reselling. We'll put that on Marketplace. If anybody's looking for a high performance Gen 2, let me know. That will be available, as well as the advanced power system. So that opened up the back deck now on the roof. So we're actually we took the roam box off. You may have noticed in some of our other videos if you're watching carefully, because it was 11 feet tall, the van with the roam box on there. So we've got that off, and I'm going to mount that using the L-track on that flat panel area where the Starlink high performance was.
So hopefully it'll be closer to 10 feet tall.
Yeah, which is a little better, a little more manageable. And then we did get our Versa vans mount with the magnets and that, and I ran the cable up for the Ethernet already. So we got some other things coming along with that, some organization. I think you talked about before, our shelf and those kind of things.
Yep.
So I think that's the main things we have coming up. Anything else?
No. Trips, adventures.
Yeah. So as we said, we're now sorted on security, sorted on organization, although we keep changing things if you've been watching us for a while. And now I think all that's left to do is get out in the field and get to Shenandoah and the drive down and see how this works out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
let's get going.
Exactly. If you've enjoyed this content, we do put out videos weekly, usually on Sunday, end of day. As we said, we do travel adventures in the van in Bertha, as well as tech upgrades and other utility things to make van life a little more enjoyable. So if you do like this, it'd be great if you could give us a thumbs up and subscribe. As I said, we're on our way to 500. That's our near-term goal. I think as of this morning when I looked, we're at 342 still. 343?
I think so.
Oh, I got one more than when I looked.
So
we're getting there. So if you subscribed, I appreciate everybody, and Vic does too, subscribing and helping out the channel. So I think that's it with the one last bit, which is keep wandering.
Bye.